Hollins was playing well before he got hurt. That's the thing. And I'll talk about this. I talked about this on, Rams Edge today. And, it's funny the way we perceive Justin Hollins. The way he's perceived because of the way the Rams acquired him, right? You think about it. Justin Hollins is a 5th-round pick out of Oregon. Big-time program. He blew up the combine. He ran a 4.5 40. He comes in at 6'5", 240 pounds. And people act like this guy is a 6-foot situational pass rusher that can't stop the run, doesn't have versatility. And just because he's not the sexy big name, he's not respected. I don't know why. I think it's because he was claimed. But hear me out when I say this. Do you know who drafted him? Do you know where he originates? He comes from Denver. Denver, of course, as you guys know, had Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio is literally the creator of this defense. This system that they're running is a form of a Fangio type of scheme, a Fangio type of system. And so, think about this, okay? Just think about it for a sec. If you're sitting there and saying the Rams need to move on from Hollins, they need to get a real starter, are you just jumping the gun a little bit? He was playing very well last year. He's shown up in big-time situations. He got hurt. That's what happened. He was on his way to a Pro Bowl season last year. He was huge against Tampa. He doesn't get enough credit. And I think this is what happens when, you're a team like the Rams. You can snap your finger and you have a Jalen Ramsey. You can snap your finger and you have Matthew Stafford. Snap your finger and, we just drafted Cam Akers, that guy that you watched at Florida State that had no offensive line whatsoever. I know Nolan can definitely speak for that because he's an FSU fan. And so, on top of that, like Nolan's bringing up here, getting Hollins was Brandon Staley's suggestion. He coached him. He was the linebackers coach. You saw what Brandon Staley did with 1 year in a COVID season where he had to basically install a game plan and install a system over Zoom. Think about it. We're underrating Hollins, folks. I don't blame you because that's just the way we are right now. Like, if you're a Rams fan, you may not realize it, but you are spoiled. Because this team, and I'm not talking about the past, don't get out of here, don't rage quit or anything, let me explain my point. We've gotten to the point where now the Rams, going from sitting up all night and waiting for them to hopefully sign Jake Long as the only free agent acquisition, the Rams have become the team that is now getting all of the marquee guys. Can you imagine years ago them signing a marquee free agent like Bobby Wagner? Getting Allen Robinson? Can you imagine them even getting a guy like Jalen Ramsey? No. Not with Spagnuolo. Not with any of those guys. That's the thing. So, because of that, because you have Stafford at your quarterback, you have Cam Akers at running back, you have Cooper Kupp, you have Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, you got a good offensive line, you got Aaron freaking Donald, you got Ashawn Robinson, Greg Gaines, Ernest Jones, Bobby Wagner, Jalen Ramsey, you go out and you get Troy Hill, right? Because of all of that, it's now become replace. It's become, he's not good enough. He's not good enough, but they took Eric Weddle out of retirement to start at safety in the Super Bowl. They played a rookie at linebacker, and things worked out. Well, Jake, Hollins didn't play a lot last year. I know. He got hurt, and then they went out and got one of the best pass rushers to ever play the game, and Von Miller. When the hell was he going to get on the field? Think about that. When was he going to see the field when Von Miller got there? Are we being a little too hard on Justin Hollins? I think we are. I'm not saying you should feel good about what look, I'm not going to preach here and act like, I'm your father. Like, yeah, I see in the comments. But I'm just saying, all right? The talk is edge. And it's, why didn't we get this guy? Why don't we trade for this guy? Why don't we do this? But let's be honest here. Week 1 against the Bills, Justin Hollins is going to set the edge. He's also, let's just start off right now. He's going to start for the Rams at edge. So he's going to start. He's going to set the edge. He's going to stop the run. And on top of it, he's going to use his athleticism, which people just ignore because, I don't know, they just do. And he's going to have his best season yet because he's going to get an opportunity to start. As long as he stays healthy, man, he's going to have a really good season. I don't know why we act like it's such a shock either. I mean, look at Nick Scott finally got a shot, and now he's like a fan favorite overnight. And Justin Hollins was already playing and showing you what he could do, and then he got hurt. I like Robert Quinn. I got his jersey somewhere in this house. I like Montez Sweat. I wanted him in the draft for a while. But just to, like, assume that, like, yeah, Justin Hollins isn't worth it, whatever, we should trade. I don't know, man. We got to give the guy his due. And Justin Hollins has been exactly what you would want from a guy that was literally waived on cut day. It was brought in, played immediately. He's exactly what the Rams needed. And they got a huge player out of him, a 5th rounder that was literally waived from his team. He's young. Maybe you don't bring him back after his contract's up. That's fine. But right now, it doesn't make any sense not to play him. Plus, Terrell Lewis can't stay healthy, but make no mistake about it, they're going to figure out one way or another how to use Terrell Lewis while limiting his snaps in a way that makes him significantly more, I guess, useful, right? Keeping him healthy. Best ability is availability, right? So, you have Justin Hollins. You have Terrell Lewis. What about Chris Garrett? You guys are freaking out about Chris Garrett preseason, and you're still, like, I still get DMs and stuff. Yo, is Chris Garrett going to start this year? Like, probably not. But he's going to take the Okoronkwo spot, you know? It's like, why? You do realize, as much as you like Garrett, by them going out and getting another player, and I'm not saying they won't, I'm not even saying it's the wrong decision, but you have to understand that those have consequences. So if you go out and get Robert Quinn, or you go out and get Montez Sweat, well, hey, I hate to break it to you, but your love for Chris Garrett, or you love, say, you know, Daniel Hardy, those guys aren't getting snaps. And if you get a guy like Montez Sweat, that he's never seeing the field, because Sweat's young. Think about that. I love the idea of getting certain guys, but when you really think about it, if you like these players, if you feel like they have the potential, you want to see them develop, adding more guys to the fray takes away responsibilities from them, opportunities, and ultimately stunts their growth. It's why you had to be careful. The idea, remember when they got Allen Robinson, and we were talking about, oh, we'll just make it work. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, let's just do it. Van Jefferson will be wide receiver 4. But you have to realize how bad that really is for a young receiver in Van Jefferson. To go from 800 yards last year to now being wide receiver 4. Do you think that guy's going to re-sign at the end of his contract if that's the case? No. So in the end of the day, as much as I love Robert Woods, one of my all-time favorite Rams, it made me upset, and we definitely vented about it. They kind of had to do that. And OBJ is almost a blessing in disguise because he doesn't start the whole year. He's going to play half the year if he comes back to the Rams, if even. And so that does work out. It allows Van to actually get his opportunities. OBJ slides in there as the best wide receiver 4 that you could possibly have. That's what I'm talking about. But again, stunting the growth of young players is absolutely a thing. It happens all the time, and bad organizations do it constantly. The Rams don't. If the Rams really didn't think Justin Hollins was up for the task, if they really didn't think Terrell Lewis, if they didn't really care about Chris Garrett, etc., they wouldn't have waited until the 7th round to take a pass rusher.